All right, good afternoon. I know, Bam. I was just talking with my cousin on yesterday. Yes, they said it is hot in California. My prayers are with y'all. There's a heat dome over the West Coast. Shout out to Rochelle, my sister in Phoenix. Shout out to everybody over in Los Angeles, Ray. Um, I don't miss it. I woke up here this morning to 37 degrees, 33 early this morning. So y'all can have, y'all really can have it. Y'all can have it. You know, I don't do heat. I just don't like it. Um, yeah, but yeah, we got y'all in our prayers, Bam Bam. Stay cool. I know you have air conditioning in your building, but you know, if you want to go outside, you just it's too much. I get it. Well, listen, today is a day where I woke up. I was actually watching something this morning on YouTube, and it was just like it was just too much. I cannot. Because sometimes you watch something and the absurdity and the stupidity of something becomes like, girl, I can't do this. I can't do this. So I turned that off, and I wanted to go run to the market. I said, well, let me do some production first, get some production done, then I'll run to the market. So I get an email from an organization that I was with in Los Angeles, a noted civil rights organization that I was with in Los Angeles. And I look at it and it said, Cesar Chavez, all Cesar Chavez events are canceled. And I said, why would they cancel? Now I know MLK, the parade that we have in South LA, Crenshaw, it's always something going on. So it's not unusual for something to be canceled. But my first thought was, Batman was mentioning the heat. I said, you know what? Maybe some of the events are canceled because of the heat. And then I read a little further, due to allegations from the New York Times. I said, oh, here we go. Here we go. It said due to allegations in the New York Times. So I immediately go to the New York Times or, just start, researching and figure out what's going on. And I'm like, no. And there's going to be a lot of, I'm not going to be long because I got to go, but, there's a lot of paradigms and paradoxes here, Rosebud. And so I only a skillful blogger can do what I'm about to do, or somebody with at least, some solid intellect. You have to be able to do this. And so we want to be able to, on this live, we want to be able to be respectful of the victims, the alleged victims that is being laid out in this expose by the New York Times. We want to be respectful of that. But we also want to be mindful of the country in which we live in and the people, the founders of this country. And what and it's not about a whataboutism. It's not about look over there. But we want to be clear. The official Tyesse Report want to be clear. I know the country in which I reside in. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, bro, it's bad. It's real bad. I want to be clear that I know the country in which I live in. And as she may not be here, but as Crystal Marshall always says, follow the money. I don't know how all of this is coming about now, and a week or two out from Cesar Chavez Day there she go. On the 31st. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but we're gonna be respectful. We're gonna keep it respectful. We're going to follow the money. We're going to follow the facts. We're going to give you what you need, and we're going to get on down the road. I want to be clear. This is the same country that used to have, breeding sessions with slaves. Slaves were used to breed, to populate other slaves. Same country. So let's not get carried away. The same country that brought slaves over in the bows of slave ships. Many did not make the transatlantic slave journey, and they would take the bodies and throw them overboard. Those that didn't make it, like trash. Okay. All right. And many of them would have uh, uh, um, family members breed other family members. So let's not get carried away with the expose. We're gonna read the expose. We're gonna talk about the expose, but let's not get carried away about let's not do that. Let's not do that. Not today. We're not gonna do that today. We're gonna read it. We're gonna respect the victims. We're gonna do everything we need to do. But let's everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Same country. That have slave owners on its currency. But I don't want to make this a whataboutism. Okay. Do me a big favor. Do me a big favor and thumbs up this video. Everybody that can, thumbs up this video if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Same country. Thumbs up, everybody, if you can. It's a really awkward time. A lot of Tyesse Squad members on the West Coast are getting their day started. Other Tyesse Squad members are at work in the heart of their day, possibly on a lunch break or coming home from lunch. So we want to be mindful. And if you're upset that I didn't send out, because I did not send out personal notifications because I need to save them for tonight. If you're upset, you can be mad at me, okay? I can take it. I already know when you see the video uploaded later, you can be like, I get it. It's okay. But I still love you. Yeah, you can lambaste me. It's okay. I did put a post up in Patreon with the link to this video. So Patreons will always have access to any video. Everybody else, I'm sorry if you didn't get a notification from YouTube. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's jump into it, Tyesse Squad. As I said, I don't want to be long. I want to go back to producing. I do want to run an errand or two. For those that don't know, Cesar Chavez was a civil rights icon, especially when it came to migrant farm workers, farm workers' rights, founded the United Farm Workers Union, very much a labor leader. Many people know that those workers out there in the fields made little to no money, was treated horribly, and basically it was just an extension of what we've already seen with slavery. And I'm just being honest, it's just an extension of it. Low wages, mistreatment, no option to organize and become unionized and whatnot. And they were the backbone of part of the American economy, right? Okay. So as we wake up today, we hear about this deeply disturbing expose in the New York Times. Latino leaders and elected officials say they are shocked by deeply troubling actual misconduct allegations against Cesar Chavez, one of the Latino community's most prominent civil rights icon, as planned annual celebrations of the late labor leader are being canceled around the country. They're canceling, as I'm talking to y'all right now, they're being canceled. The cancellations come just hours before the New York Times publishes an investigative story Wednesday includes allegations Chavez, and we do need trigger warnings, mods. We do need trigger warnings. If you can give us just a few in the chat. Wednesday that includes allegations that Chavez abused and molested multiple women over the course of decades, some of them minors, including longtime activist Dolores Huerta, a legend of the farm workers movement in her own right. The United Farm Workers, co-founded by Chavez and Huerta, is among several groups now saying it will not participate in any celebratory events this month. Remember, Tyesse Squad, Cesar Chavez Day is on March 31st. It is on March 31st. It's just like a little over a week from now, right? Okay. The newspaper reported it interviewed more than 60 people regarding the allegations against Chavez, using union records, emails, and other documents to corroborate aspects of the accounts. Uh, okay. United Farm Workers declined to provide any additional information beyond its issue statement when contacted by the media. Unfortunately, he used some of his great leadership to abuse women and children. It's really awful, Hertha, who turns 96 next month, told the Times, saying that she was RAPE'd by Chavez in 1966. In a statement released after the newspaper was published, story was published, Hertha said she had actual encounters with Chavez twice, once against her will and once when she said she was manipulated and pressured, both resulting in pregnancies. I carried this secret for as long as I did because building the movement and securing farm worker rights was my life's work, Hertha wrote. The formation of a union was the only vehicle to accomplish and secure those rights, and I wasn't going to let Cesar or anyone else get in the way. The Cesar Chavez Foundation said the allegations related to inappropriate sexual behavior with women and minors during his time as president of the United Farm Workers of America. The United Farm Workers Foundation, a nonprofit associated with the United Farm Workers. Excuse me, let me reread that again. The United Farm Workers Foundation, a nonprofit associated with the United Farm Workers, said it is canceling all Cesar Chavez Day activities this month. The United Farm Workers has learned of deeply troubling allegations that one of the union's co-founders, Cesar Chavez, behaved in ways that is incompatible with our organization's values. Some of the reports are family issues and not our story to tell or our place to comment on. Far more troubling are allegations involving abuse of young women or minors, the United Farm Workers said in a statement. The events were scheduled for Cesar Chavez Day, which commemorates the late labor leader and is observed on March 31st, his birthday. But the Farm Workers Union said it won't take part after determining Chavez may have behaved in ways that are incompatible with our organization's values. We have not received any direct reports. We do not have any firsthand knowledge of these allegations, the United Farm Workers said in the statement. Chavez family said in a statement to the Times that we're not in a position to judge the newly revealed allegation against him. As a family steeped in the values of equity and justice, we honor the voices of those who feel unheard and who report actual misconduct, the family told the Times. These allegations are deeply painful to our family. The Chavez Foundation said it is deeply shocked and saddened by the disturbing allegations that came to light. The foundation is working with the leaders in the farm worker movement to be responsible to these allegations and support people who may have been harmed, it said. The union and Cesar Chavez Foundation said that they are setting up a confidential channel for those who want to share any harmful experiences, as well as a process to implement accountability measures. Instead of participating in this year's events, the United Farm Workers is calling on its allies and supporters to take part in immigration justice events and acts of service to support farm workers, it said. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs said the state would not recognize Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs said the state would not recognize the commemorating holiday, according to CNN affiliate KTVK. Remember, Arizona was the last state to recognize Dr. King's holiday. Just for purposes of the record, yeah, Arizona was last. All right. Events have been also canceled in Houston, San Antonio, Corpus Christi. CNN affiliate KTVT reported the city of Lansing, Michigan said it had also canceled an upcoming dinner in his honor. Additional celebrations in California and other states have reportedly been called off as well. Born near Yuma, Arizona in 1927, the Mexican-American labor leader was raised among California farms, working on California farms, where he was exposed to the hardships and injustices of farm worker life, according to the foundation. You know, there's so much to unpack. There's so much to unpack, y'all. Like I said, we have to be mindful of the victims, the alleged victims. We have to be mindful of everybody involved. As I mentioned earlier, Cesar Chavez Day is about over a week away, and now people are canceling different honors and commemorations at this time. But we also have to be mindful also, like I said in my opening, we have to be mindful of there's always this, I'm trying to find the right word. There's always this energy in America to try to always malign and destroy Black and brown leaders. I don't know the genesis or who went to who and how the allegations got to the New York Times. I don't know. I don't know how. I hadn't had time to really research. Did New York Times reach out to the victims? Did the victims reach out to New York Times? I don't know. And New York Times is not, I wouldn't say it's a conservative publication or a right-wing publication per se, but there's always been a concerted effort. So I know there are people on the right that are silently celebrating. They've done this with Dr. King then and now. They've done this. They've done this with Malcolm X. They've done this with every leader you can think of. There's always an effort to besmirch and destroy legacy. And it doesn't miss me that right now, while we're in the heart of this ICE immigration, all of this is coming out. We would be remiss not to just point that out, right? And so we want to keep our eyes focused on always, being truthful, being honest to the stories that come across our desk. But also, we also want to be mindful that, sometimes we smell a little something and something just don't smell a little right, Yeah. I'm comfortable with that, but I think I know how to. I think I'm at a point now as a blogger where I know how to do the nuance. But a lot of people don't even touch these stories because if you point up any type of objectivity, then you're looked at as you're a victim blamer, or so. But I think I have been doing this enough where I know how to be respectful of both highways. Yeah. The time is kind of interesting. And then let me say this, Ray, you can come out and say all the things the right way, be respectful of the victims, and give truth to the story as well, and give truth to the narrative of this country. You can come out and do all this. People hear and they want to be offended. Some people just want to be, they look for issues. So you can come out and say everything the right way, and there's going to be one or two in the back that'll leave a comment on this post when it uploads because they didn't hear nothing I said, right? Okay. We have to be mindful in 2026 that the nature of the American democracy as we knew it has changed. The nature, I mean, it was never perfect, never perfect, but we're in a different landscape now. And when people say that elections have consequences, yeah, over time it did become cliche. It did become cliche. I just want to move away from the New York Times expose and kind of move our conversation in another direction. You can read the New York Times expose. You can go read the statements from the United Farm Workers and the United Farm Workers Foundation at your leisure. But I'm kind of moving the conversation away. We got the facts. What we have, the allegations we have was being presented. And you know what the statements are from everybody from the family to the different foundations and organizations. But I do want to steer the conversation a little bit into another direction, right? And as I said, this country is known and noted for its just pure and utter evil, And so every time anybody stands up and holds a mirror to America's face, they just do not like it. I don't know why America doesn't want to look in the mirror. I don't know why they like to try, there's an effort to erase our history, Black history. A really concerted effort. They don't want to talk about the evil in which this nation was founded on. Museums and things are being taken down and things are being put in storage and anything that makes America look bad. And I always say it all the time, they would never do anything like this to the Jewish community and, the Holocaust. No, you would never hear them speak negatively in a negative light on that community. You would never see them take things down from Auschwitz or things that happen over in Germany. You would never see that ever, because they know the outcry will be great and it would be very, very, very pointed. So they know the audience and they know the people that they can do some of this stuff too. They know, we're already divided and polarized as a people ourselves. So it don't take much. Then you have a whole segment of African Americans that are basically disaffected and aloof and culturally aloof, spiritually aloof. So, they know, they can have a field day with us and they can do quite a few things. Some people are vocal about it. Some people are, if it don't affect my house, I ain't worried about it. Some people, don't even look at stuff like that as something that is, tangible to you as a person, If you do not recognize history, if you don't understand history, you are doomed to repeat it. If you don't learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it. And we're in the process of them trying to start a whole new cycle all over again. We're in that cycle now. They're trying to restart it in a different. They're not turning water hoses and Doberman pinchers on us. I could go and sit in any restaurant my money can afford here in Atlanta today. I can go in any store, any high-end boutique in Atlanta. So it's not the same anymore. I want to be clear on that, y'all. It's not set up the same anymore. It's a different operation going on now. They do it different now. I think, Ray, because the holiday, because the allegations came, the holiday will still be honored. But I'm pretty sure there will be legislation put forth from this administration. The holiday will be removed. I'm 100% sure, because the federal holiday is already on the books for 2026, it will be honored. But I can guarantee you it will not be in 2027. Probably a 99.9% chance it will not be honored in 2027, right? Mm-hmm. Colonizers don't recognize systems of accountability. They only want to affirm what gives them power. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our women ancestors suffer from this type of abusive, and were blamed as being in the wrong place at the or being too fast. So I just take these things to heart. Mm-hmm. I was thinking the same, but I'm still taking my holiday. No, see, these things are already in the your corporate calendar, right? So they can't they're not going to rescind the holiday for your, it's already in the docket. It's already a state holiday in California. So, but somebody's going to bring forth bills, somebody's going to bring forth legislation to have the holiday removed. I think the only reason they haven't tried something with Juneteenth because they know it would just be a little bit too much. It would be just too racist. But yeah, they would get rid of Juneteenth in a heartbeat as a federal holiday. Yeah, they would. Mm-hmm. Many of them didn't want Dr. King to be recognized. Let's be honest, including John McCain. Let's keep it a bean, y'all. It's let's keep it a bean Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's follow the story. Let's see what happens. I'm sure somebody gonna do a documentary. I'm sure 2020, possibly Dateline. Somebody gonna have something. I'll be tuned in. I'll be watching and see what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. I would still take off from work. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, even if they tried to do, we're gonna still honor Dr. King. We're still gonna honor Dr. King. I'll tell you one thing, they like their their commercial holidays. I know that. They don't have no problem with none of them commercial holidays. And many of them are rooted in paganism. But that's a whole nother topic, y'all. We ain't got time for that right now. Mm-hmm. Bunnies don't lay eggs. You'll probably get that on your way home tonight, on your way home to the house. Bunnies don't lay eggs. All right. Okay. Yeah, I gotta steal a few more moments, High Squad. I didn't want to belabor long. I wanted to get you the facts and get you the information out here and whatnot. And according to scholars and theologians, they don't even time Jesus' birth being in December. They don't know where y'all put this December 25th from. I'm just saying that they don't even talk about like December 25th. They say somewhere later in the spring, his birthday and stuff. I don't know. I wasn't up there. I wasn't up there at Jerusalem Hospital. I don't know. Juneteenth was enacted by Congress rather than proclamation, so it's harder to undo it. Okay. Thank you for that distinction, Bees. Was enacted by Congress rather than a proclamation. Okay. I wonder how they verified this. I doubt they would present this without concrete evidence. Well, the New York Times is not media takeout, right? The New York Times is not Lipstick Alley. So, but that is a question, Ray, that people are going to be asking when you have allegations dating back to 1966. Are we going off of just the word of the victim? Was there any type of evidence that was presented? Yeah, those are questions people may have. I have a question. The name Jesus was a very common name. There were many Jesuses during that time. So which one are we celebrating? Too early, Michelle. Too early in the day, baby. I can't do it right now. My breakfast is just settling in my stomach. Too early, Shell. Too early. It's too early in the day. Hey, Samana, maybe put the focus on Dolores Huerta. She was a part of the movement, and she's still living. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Um, it appears that she is in her 90s. She's in her 90s. So, mm. And she's telling a very, very clear and concise story. Um, and I was reading in another article that she gave birth to the children and they were raised by other people. So it's some disturbing stuff here. We're not even acting like this is not disturbing. It's disturbing. Here we believe all victims the first time. We wanted to speak to the atmosphere in which America operates and deals with these stories around our black and brown civil rights leaders. We wanted to give that sound, but we believe victims the first time. We don't do all this, free R. Kelly over here. We don't do that here. No, I believe her. I do. I believe her. And she said that the children were given to other people. So I would like to know where the children at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'd have to say that for Bishop Felton Shell, you know. Mm-hmm. The administration is not going to rebrand the holiday. If they do it, it'll hopefully. Um, right now, I can see them replacing Cesar Chavez with Charlie Kirk Day. That's how easy these. I can see them easily say, "Well, why don't we just give Charlie Kirk that day, March 31st?" It wouldn't shock me. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me. Mm-mm. It wouldn't shock me at all. Mm-hmm. I bet the internet done this in DNA testing. As far as the children goes, Crystal, as far as the kids go, because I know ain't nobody got no DNA from 1966. You know that other DNA. I know ain't nobody got that DNA will be. I know no other kind of DNA. No. So I think Crystal is talking about the children. Yeah. Okay. Because honey, y'all, if anybody's saving DNA from 66, baby, you a real, soldier. You sure right? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. Yeah. Um, we have Easter. We have Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday coming up. We have Palm Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the final Sunday. We got Palm Sunday. We have a lot of Lenten holidays coming up, everybody. Um, in the Black church, these holidays are very special, and people are going to be celebrating all of these holidays around various denominations. I think the only people that really probably don't, Scientology, Scientology, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and a few others, but everybody else will be celebrating these holidays as these weeks progress. Mm-hmm. As these weeks progress. All right, Ty Spot. I'm trying to see, is there any other story? Let me see, because like when I'm live tonight, I don't have time to do stories. Let me check and see if there may have been something I may have missed. Oh, my word for the day, I'm not gonna do it right now, y'all. I've been enjoying my community wall lately. And so that community wall just gets me where I need to be. I really have enjoyed using that as a space to get it off of me. So I may even just move my word for the day to the community wall, y'all. Y'all be sure to start following that community wall. All right, keeps me from having to come on here and drag people and drag girls and stuff. I just go right over to the wall, just empty my guts out. Everything I feel, I observe. I have studied and observed a lot of these girls on YouTube. They think I don't know them, but I can see through you. I've been seeing through some of these girls for years. I just haven't had the liberty and the freedom to articulate it. I've been seeing these girls for a long time. So I may do something right now at this time. But let me see if I have. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, Mrs. China? I don't have to get on here read nobody and wasting a whole life on somebody that's not worthy of that. This makes it very, very easy for me. I've been seeing these girls for years, but I just haven't let loose into this month right here. Isn't that something? Okay, let me check the headlines, Hot Spot, just in case. Just in case we missed something. You never know. Oh wow. That's today. Are you serious? Oh my God. Jason, come up here and grab a mic. Oh my God. No, that is not today. What is today? Today is the 18th. I am not. Oh my God. No. Okay. 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 Calm down, Tyesse. Calm down. I'm gonna need y'all to press play. Oh my God. Imperfect Women. I've been talking about this. Drops today with Kerry Washington and them two other white ladies. Look, it drops today on Apple TV Plus. Lord, I shouldn't start this, but I'm gonna start this after tonight because if I get in it and this baby, we're gonna have to cancel the night show. And then we got Beauty in Black tomorrow. What? Oh, I didn't know that Lovely 31 Blueprint. What? Okay, so we got Imperfect Women today. We got Beauty in Black tomorrow. I mean, what's next, y'all? What's next? Okay. Just checking the headlines really quickly. Imperfect Women, Apple TV Plus. Beauty in Black, Netflix. Kiki Shepard, as I mentioned, had a massive heart attack. We got to be careful. We got to make sure we are checking ourselves out, y'all. Black women are really, really high when it comes to cardiovascular health and fatal outcomes. So let's be sure, everybody in the chat, make sure you get your physicals. Sometimes a lot of this stuff is silent. You don't even feel anything, right? Let's take a moment and do a little get your health on. Sometimes you don't even feel, sometimes there are no symptoms. So that's why it's important. Don't have your life so busy and booked, but you don't have a doctor's appointment on your schedule. Crystal, I cannot wait. I may skip going to, I was going to go to the market right now. I may just order me a really, really good burrito and start right now. I had a good breakfast, but Crystal, I think I'm just going to order me a really good burrito and start right now since I'm just going to keep it a baby. Apple TV Plus never disappoints. What was the one that they just had where the little boy was missing? Oh my God, they brought me thin. The little boy was missing and the mama, and then the daddy was crazy. All her fault. Oh my God, y'all. Ooh, Jesus, they wore my nerves thin with that all her fault. Okay. I think we're good, y'all. I think we're good. Oh, you know what? Tyesse, the season finale of, I can't do this. The season finale of Cross is tonight. Are you serious? I cannot. Whew, we needed something to get our minds off Cesar Chavez, y'all. I'm going to say this in closing. We need something to help us, because we see. Let me wait. I'm going to do that in my closing. Ty Squad, when I tell y'all the season finale, child, they talking about Mama Tina's gumbo. Remember, we was talking about Mama Tina's gumbo we was talking about Mama Tina's gumbo in Patreon, y'all. And I tell you, I said, I'm not going to bring this. I'm not doing this. This is a Black woman in business. I said I was not bringing this to my main stage because I'm not going to be a blogger that is critiquing and putting this stuff out here about a Black woman who's an entrepreneur. I said I wasn't going to do it. Not on the public platform, not on the main stage. Now B's over there talking about, now they're talking about the Houston Health Department and closed shut Mama Tina gumbo down. Remember I told y'all one of the men said he got food poison from the gumbo. Now they're talking about the health department and closed Mama. I'm sorry. We don't do that here. We're not doing that here. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do it. Nephew, not the health department. What is so bad about Mama's Tina's gumbo? Everybody got something to say about this gumbo. I know a couple of y'all in Patreon said the roux was a little light, right? They stay hating on this woman. Why these? Not gumbo gate. I know some of y'all said the roux was a little thin. Some of the Patreons. It could be also sour. I think that's what it is, Joanne. I think that's what it is. How are your vegetables and stuff holding up with this freeze, Joanne? We need to check in with Joanne and have anybody from our agriculture committee reached out to you, Joanne. How are your crops and stuff holding up with this cold weather, Joanne? Has anybody from the agriculture committee reached out to you for the Tyesse report? How are your vegetables and stuff and plants holding up in this cold weather? Listen, if y'all got a problem with this lady gumbo, make your own gumbo at home. Make your own gumbo. If you don't like her gumbo, tell her it ain't enough sausage in there. What is shrimp? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Joanne. We just had a freeze warning. We just had a freeze warning from the weather people. Maybe 2 nights ago, they initiated a freeze warning. Yeah, you can replant. They'll come back. Yeah, they'll come back. You'll be okay, Joanne. You're an expert at that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, no, I don't know. Ain't enough shrimp in here. What is shrimp? What are crab legs? Okay, did you give the woman some stamps? Latoya Lucky like it. Yeah, she liked it. Latoya Lucky, she liked it. She said it was really delicious. You know, I'm gone. I'm not doing this. I'm gone, y'all. Let me say this. Nephew, you should have put that in there. Latoya Luckett liked it. She liked the gumbo. She said it was really delicious. We're not going to do this to Black women entrepreneurs. That's why I handled Pinky Cole's case with care. Pinky Cole over there at that vegan place. Y'all, we're not going to do talk about no gumbo gate. I'm not doing no gumbo gate with Mama Tina. Mama Tina don't deserve this. They realized the tea, they released the tea on the 16th. Oh, yeah, they do stuff like that. Right? They do stuff like that. Sure do. Yeah. Let me say this in my closing. So oftentimes we deify and we herald people up to really, almost Jesus-like standards, right? Our civil rights leaders, even some of our actors and entertainers. I think it's so important. I want to leave this with you today. It's so important, and this does not excuse criminal behavior. It does not excuse horrific allegations. Please hear me clearly. But I think it's so important that we realize that there are so many people out there that they're just like the rest of us. They have a human experience. Some of your favorites, and sometimes when we see people, that's why they say never meet your heroes. When we see people, we tend to be like, oh my God, they're nothing like I thought they were going to be. Yeah. We're all human. We're all trying to make it in, and we're all trying to do what's right. Some of us, not so much. Some of us have sordid histories. They released things about Dr. King, and they said they're going to be releasing some other stuff in a few years about Dr. King. In the Black community, we're going to have conversations about what they release. Let me be clear. It will change nothing about what Dr. King. Dr. King is the greatest citizen this country has ever produced. So it will change nothing in my mind, in our eyes, but we will have to deal with that at that time, But yeah, what we have to do is we have to look at everything individually. We have to look at it, assess it, critically think, and form our own opinions. We can't be led and we can't be skewed into, group thinking, group thought. Critical thinking is why the lack of critical thinking is why the black church flourishes the way it does, even as it's diminishing right now. I know that may sound oxymoronic. The reason why it stays afloat, I'll use that word. My son is in the industry in LA. He said he met Quincy Jones and was disappointed in how he was treated. Yeah, I met celebrities. I met celebrities before, and some of them, I was like, I thought she was gonna be different. No. Dr. King was human. Malcolm X was human. I remember when Dick Gregory, and I'm only mentioning this because it's been talked about, but I don't normally talk about stuff like this. There was a situation with Malcolm X where there was a story about Malcolm X doing some things, some same-sex things. We call it gay for pay, right? And so those are some things that had some allegations that were talked about in many circles. It was even mentioned in a book about Malcolm X. And there was a podcaster or a show host, and Dick Gregory was on the show. And the man mentioned that, about Malcolm X allegedly when he was very young in Boston. I believe it was Boston. He was very young, doing some sort of gay for pay or whatever, activities. If you could have saw the way Dick Gregory ate that man up and ate him alive during his hustling days, he said, listen, you tell me about something like that before you ask me something like that. That man, it was the whole interview was like, he said, you don't put that on out there like that. You give me the information and let me know you're going to talk about that. And so does that change anything? Does that change anything about Malcolm X? No, it does not. J. Edgar Hoover, the former head of the FBI, they have a building named, the headquarters is named after J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI headquarters. This was a disgusting, despicable man. So I'm gonna say this, and anybody can take it how you want to take it. I don't give a damn. I'm an Aquarius. I really don't give a damn how you feel. But if they understand the complicated nature of their leaders, if they damn understand, I'm getting triggered. If they understand the many nuances and many factors of their damn leaders, hell, we understand the many damn facets of our damn leaders as well. And if you don't, kiss our asses collectively. If your damn leaders, which many of them were disgusting, if they own buildings and got damn statues downtown, hell, don't tell me about Dr. King over at the motel with a couple of girls. Back in those days, it would have changed the way Malcolm was seen and accepted, whether it was true or not. What I'm speaking about right now, Tyesse, is the fact that a blogger in today's time brought it up to somebody like a Dick Gregory. Back in those days, there was a lot of things going on we didn't know about, right? We didn't know about, and we wouldn't have known about whatever that was back in those days, because we wouldn't be alive. But I'm just saying, I said that to say there are so many things about our leaders that we don't know about. There's so many things about our leaders that we do not know about. But when you find out about them, you know what I'm saying? You can make your judgment about how you want to think about that person. It's an individual thing. They be wanting us collectively to discard our heroes. You are crazy. And I'm not speaking about Cesar Chavez, because that's not really, Cesar Chavez is heralded a lot by the brown community, the Chicano, the Mexican community. as far as we're concerned, as African Americans, we understand that migrant rights, labor rights are unique to the American experience, or unique to American experience. But you don't see a lot of interchangeables. You're like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, you don't see other races coming in and having think tanks and stuff about us and talking about what our leaders are going through, or what you don't really see that a lot. You don't really see a rainbow melting pot. Love you, Joanne. When it comes to so we understand what's going on with the migrant community, and we will monitor it, we will support if needed. But yeah, we understand the intricacies and the delicacies of the episcopacy. I'm like, I hope I'm making sense to somebody. At least two people. We need two people that are making sense to, and then I'll be okay. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. They had lives. And see, when people say that, Lindy, then whatever the thing was, oh, you excusing it. You excusing it. Mm-hmm. I thought Chavez was unique to Los Angeles, the way they talk and celebrate. No, he's not unique to Los Angeles. No. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mrs. Shonda. Because sometimes people in the back, they don't really understand what I'm talking about. And we got to get some better amplifiers in the back. They don't talk about us, and we do likewise. Binary thinking makes us believe we have to choose left or right, good or evil. Save room for I don't know, and I'll consider that. That's all you got to do. That's our closing statement right there, Crystal, in a nutshell. I would love to stay and talk longer to you, but I got work to do, Ty Squad. I think I'm going to go ahead and cancel that market run, y'all. Order me a chunky beef burrito. Mm-hmm. And dig into Imperfect Women on Apple TV Plus and start getting ready for Beauty in Black tomorrow. All right, we also got to watch the season finale. I'm not there yet, so y'all are gonna see the season finale before I do, because I'm a little behind on season 2 of Cross, y'all. Yeah. Crystal gave us our closing statement of the hermeneutics of the Apocrypha Episcopacy tonight, and so we thank you, Sister Crystal. That was a whole word. All right. Okay. And it don't mean we have to be divided as a diaspora. We don't have to be divided. We can also, we really need to start coming together a little bit more. But we understand there are differences in our movements, in our lineage, in our pathology. Tyesse, you finna really go, you finna do preach eyes on the prize. There's differences. There's even isms and schisms, We're not all, we're not, my sister's from Liberia. You may have some different things in Ethiopia. There may be some different things in Senegal, different things in South Africa, but it's all in the same continent, right? So even though we're all here in America, there have been different civil rights factions. There's been different pathways, different hardships. We thank God for the ways. We thank God for the means. That's all I can say, y'all. Let me get out of here, because I'll be here. I love this kind of stuff. This is my wheelhouse right here, y'all. You think music is my wheelhouse, but I like this kind of stuff. I am with the diaspora when the diaspora is with me. Okay, Michelle, I like that. We may need to put that on a t-shirt, right? We hold space for multiple perspectives. We hold space for multiple perspectives. We don't mind sitting at the table and talking to you about anything y'all got going on. Come on in. Let's talk about it. But a lot of times people don't want to talk about anything. They don't want to talk about it, So I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm always on a we are one type energy. Yeah, we see, that's the thing, but most people don't understand that. Now, either we're more alike than we're not. We are more alike than we're not. I think people don't understand that our skin color and a lot of this stuff really is, geographical. We're our ancestors, oh, geez, it's too complicated right now, y'all. Race is a man-made construct. And the sooner we understand that, the better off we would be. Race is a man-made construct. We are humans. We are humans. All right. I live in Fresno. Oh, you live in Fresno? And this is a big topic here today. They're changing street back to other name that, yeah, we have a Cesar Chavez in Los Angeles. I anticipate that's going to be changed. Shamika, thank you for that. I didn't even realize, there's so many things named after Cesar Chavez in Los Angeles. Libraries, schools. I just don't know. I don't know. The mayor's office, honey, they're going to be busy for at least a month. Yeah. Oh man, thank you for saying that, Shamika. I did not even think about all of the things in my city, LA, that's named, honey. They got grocery stores, gas stations, everything named after him. You know. Mm-hmm. The student of LA USD, yeah. Our local high school is Cesar Chavez. Yeah. Man, okay. So but here's the thing. Here's the thing. We got schools named after slave owners. We got libraries named after slave owners that RAPE, children, women, everybody. So it may be a conversation that's long overdue in America. We got to talk about a lot of things. If we're going to go here, honey, we're going to have to really go here for a lot of stuff. Once we start changing names, y'all remember when we went through the Confederate statue battle and how people lost their minds. This is the only country in America where the people that lost have monuments. I'm getting triggered. I better go. The only country in the world where the people that lost have monuments. I'm talking about the Civil War. It is batshit crazy to have a damn Confederate statue of somebody that fought to keep slavery. Breathe, Tyesse, just breathe. It's bonkers. But if we start talking about y'all want to start changing names, yeah, let's start changing names. Willie says state offices are closed on Jefferson Davis's birthday in Alabama. Some of the states, like South Carolina and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, they be having all kind of proclamation and days that a lot of people don't even know about. And you be like, that's a real holiday. Y'all really celebrating this mess? There's a Confederate flag at the capital of South Carolina in Columbia. I thought they took it down, lovely 31 Blueprint. I could have sworn they took that flag down. I thought Nikki Haley took it down. Let me double check. Because I know they took that flag down. Wait. Did the Confederate flag permanently come down from the state capitol in South Carolina? Yes.
The Confederate flag was permanently removed from the South Carolina State House on July 10th, 2015. This happened after a shooting at Mother Emanuel AME Church, and legislation was signed to move the flag to the South Carolina Confederate Relic Room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew that flag came down. I think they moved it somewhere. Yeah, they moved it into the relic room. They should have threw it in a trash can in the back. Yeah, they should have threw it in the trash can and set it on fire over there in the back. That's what they should have did. They did change names in Northern Virginia, but of course, some of this has been reversed in the last year. Of course. And most other countries celebrating the war losers is treacherous, treasonous, and punishable by, of course, in every other country by unaliving. That girl climbed that pole and went to jail. I can't think of her name. Yeah, I think it was Bree Newsom. She should be put in our history books. Mm-hmm. The Confederate Relic Room. What else is in there? Clan hoods, various ropes. You know what I'm saying? So like, what else is in the Confederate Relic Room? Mm-hmm. Lynching postcards. Tyesse, is 2:30. Let's get up out of here. Let's make a move east. Mm-hmm. Cesar Chavez. Honey, listen. I just this one here, y'all. This was not on my March bingo card, March 26th bingo card. I don't know. I'm gonna read the article. I don't know if it's available yet. Did it drop overnight? I don't know. I gotta read the article and see what I read what they're alleging on other platforms, but I'll read the thing in its entirety so I can understand what's going on. But like I said, y'all, people live very complicated lives. You know, some of your favorite leaders, and it wouldn't shock me. Now, it wouldn't shock me, y'all, if we learn stuff about other people, especially now under this environment that we're living in. It wouldn't shock me. And I'm not talking about Dr. King and Malcolm X. You may be shocked about who you hear about in the next 5 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love being a conduit and a conveyor of that, Willie. Mm-hmm. You're not going to see this on a lot of your church sector shows because, first of all, they don't have the intellect and the intelligence to have these conversations. Some of these people can barely read. So you're not going to see this. This is why this channel is very unique. It's going to be unique to this channel. Some of these people can barely read, Willie, let alone have an intellectual discussion about Cesar Chavez, the former later leader. Hey, Antonio, you have to red ball this back, brother. We finna get up out of here. Red ball it back. Take it back to the beginning. We are live tonight with an all-new episode of Church World News. It is Wednesday. It is our biggest episode of the week. We don't have pop culture news on Wednesday nights, but we do have 5 stories instead of 3. But we thank you for tuning in. We love you. I enjoy all of y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Crystal, it's going to be a lot of stuff. I think Cesar Chavez is going to be like our introduction. Cesar Chavez is going to be our introduction. And it wouldn't shock me if some other people start, mysteriously with these exposés, the New York Times and the Washington Post. And it wouldn't shock me. It just wouldn't shock Tyesse. You receive money from Zelle. Well, thank you, whoever it was. Let me see who it was so I can thank them. It was LaShonda Hall. I love these kind of shows. 888. Well, thank you. And you set the tone for the day, LaShonda. 888 is going to be for the rest of the day. Thank you so much. Ty, we have courthouses with murals commemorating the white sheep people in certain. Yeah, we do. We do. Everybody, 888 is going to. She set the tone for the day, LaShonda Hall. We're gonna use 888 for the remainder of the day. Make sure 888 is in your seed today, whether it's 1888 or 2888 or $108.88. 888 is the call, the prophetic call for today. Mm-hmm. That is our word for today. All right, 888. See you later, lovely blueprint. Let me get out of here. Let me put this up real quick for people that want to give and donate. If you enjoyed the conversation and the dialogue, Cesar Chavez, listen, honey, I just don't know. Damn, not Cesar, y'all. Oh my God, I just cannot. Okay, here we go, y'all. Those are the ways to give. We even have Chime now for those that have Chime. This was not in my. I didn't see this coming, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I was blindsided. The arch was blindsided. Man, insane. This. I didn't see this. But I tell y'all one thing. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. We're not gonna give up. We're not gonna cowtail. We're not gonna hold our heads down. We're gonna keep on fighting the good fight of freedom. And when the dusty march is over, we will have the victory. I believe God. So let's not get all, this don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of the fight for freedom. It's what they call a bump or a hiccup in the road. The quest for freedom and liberation don't stop, y'all. We've had things like this before. The late Jesse Jackson, I remember when he had a baby out of wedlock, everybody was going crazy. Well, he had a extramarital baby. I remember quite a few things over the years, y'all. And it felt kind of bad, and then we kind of like, okay, we got to get back in. We got to get back in the fight. Sometimes things happen, and we just have to keep on fighting and keep on trucking. Freedom and liberation does not stop. They don't stop. Human beings are very complicated. Great people do awful things. It happens all the time, and that's not an excuse. Because they'll hear that in France and hear something totally different. It's not an excuse. We're not making excuses for criminal behavior and horrific acts. Willie, thank you so much for $8.88. We got breaking news. Let me get this out to you real quick. We have breaking news here on the official. That's the wrong graphic. We have breaking news here on the official Tyesse Report. Okay. I cannot, Tyesse. That was hilarious. Okay. It appears, I got to open that back up. Let me type it in. Oh, wait, I cannot. 47 has waived the Jones Act for 60 days in a bid to free up the flow of oil to the U.S. ports. He's temporarily waiving the Jones Act to try to lower gasoline. The question is, will it work? I also saw yesterday, y'all, on NPR that he's loosening some of the sanctions for Russia because he may need. Oh my God, this man! He may need Russia to get oil. I cannot. Not from Russia, y'all. I cannot. The same Russia that's in an active war with Ukraine right now. These people should have known everything that he does. That's the word. Everything that he does, bees, is a failure. Trump Steaks, Trump University, Trump Airlines. The man is a failure. He does not know how to run stuff. You didn't think that Iran, they say that Iran is bombing ships. Anybody that comes through the Strait of Hormuz, when you come through there, they just blow the ship up. You didn't think that was going to happen? Who are your advisors? Who over there at the defense, whatever you call it now, the Department of War? Is there anybody over there that has like this common strategic thought patterns? We hope you're feeling better, sis. And then you talk about all of our allies. As I said, you talk about them, and you even told the Prime Minister of England, the Prime Minister of the UK, wherever. He said, "Yeah, don't worry about it, but we don't forget. We'll remember." And then like a week later, we need help. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Are y'all gonna help us or what? I said, I'm done. Stick a fork in my right hip. Like, I'm done. 1 week, we have a good memory and we won't forget. And then the next, can y'all come over here and give us some assistance? We all need to be in this together. I've never seen somebody as just dumb as this man. But the thing about it is that he also hires incompetent people. Everybody in every position. They got rid of the lady, the weirdo lady. They got rid of her like 2 weeks ago. It's just, everybody is incompetent. The FBI director, Health and Human Services. Every department has an idiot or a moron running it. I kid you not, every department. Mm-hmm. He fired all the people with experience, remember? Yeah. And then remember when what's his name was over there with Doge? Remember Doge bees? So many people have been hurt by this man over the last 10 years. This era of politics will be studied for generations and generations to come. I saw that. And I'm saying to myself, this man is a damn what was he, a mixed martial artist? Mocha, some sort of fighter? It really makes you worry when you think about the nation's security. It really does. Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said that he used to do coke on a toilet. Kristi Noem spends like $220 million on a commercial of her riding a horse in front of Mount Rushmore before she was fired. I think she would still be here if it wasn't for that commercial. The guy yesterday just said, screw it. He quit effective immediately. He said Iran was not a threat. Who quit yesterday, Willie? Said, screw it. He quit effective immediately. He said Iran was not a threat. Was it somebody in our military? Y'all, I tell you, listen, every day you're like, does it get worse? It does. Since November 5th, 2024, it gets worse and worse and worse. I think he runs a family plumbing business. Looking at a trade yesterday, one of the noted publications yesterday, they talking about 66 people are retiring this year from Congress. None of them have spines. They're all scary. It was the director of counterterrorism. Okay. If anybody can, send me that. Joe Ken is his name. Send me that if you can via email or via DM the resignation. Please send me that. You got all these people that are all cowards, and then they're all retiring this year. Nobody wanted to seek re-election. Like, you don't want to. Okay, you won't stand up to him, so you just take your ass. You'd have made a lot of money, and you're gonna hit it down the road, huh? Just real pieces of fecal matter. Nobody has courage anymore. I remember John F. Kennedy profiles in courage. None of them have it. Grandiose ideas, but no ability to bring things to fruition. Yeah. Joe Ken is his name. Yeah, this is crazy, Ty Squad. All right. I think we still may be able to do 8:30, but I'm going to shoot for 9 just in case. But I'm trying my best to come on early, y'all. I'm going to do my best to come on at 8:30 tonight if God says the same. If God says the same, I'm going to try to do my best to come on at 8:30, but we may push for 9. Wayne Miller's a part of the family plumbing business. Oklahoma. Honestly, I heard, Crystal. Yeah. Just these people are real pieces of work. All right. I got 5 stories to get ready for tonight, y'all. We have 3 stories on Monday and Friday. Tonight is 5 stories, but we don't have pop culture news, so it kind of balances out. All right. Have a wonderful, 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 wonderful rest of your Wednesday. I love you guys. If you're in Atlanta, bundle up, honey. It is cold. It is cold boots. Turn the heat on, 71, 72, or 73. Stay warm, all right? And remember, stay in peace, not in pieces. I'll be doing a community wall post. As soon as I can write it up right now, it'll be up in about 10, 15 minutes. It'll be my word for the day, all right? Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I keep saying that, all right? and we will not let the news of the allegations with Cesar Chavez dampen our spirits for all of us that are active in being progressive voices, liberation warriors. We want to let something like this dampen our no. It's something that happens. We find out about people, whether the allegations are true or whether they are false. Things happen like this, and we don't take anything away from the victims. We support the victims. We believe the victims, but we also understand that the work continues. That is the word for today, and that is the word of the Lord. We must continue the fight against these oppressive, systematic racists in America. The work continues. Have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all tonight at our appointed time. Cue our other song. All right.